Today I'm gonna be talking about my Okinawa trip. Last year December I went to Okinawa and persons have been asking me like information about Okinawa, like how much I spent on this or that. So I decided that why not just do a video so that whenever persons ask me any more questions I can just narrow them to the video. I'm gonna be telling you the places that I went to on my vacation to Okinawa and also the prices that I paid, and at the end I'm gonna give you a few tips. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to cover is the transportation. So of course, if you're on the mainland in Japan, to get to Okinawa you have to take an airplane or the boat, depending on where in Japan you are. You can actually take a boat or a cruise or whatever. So I took an airplane, and let me just get you the figures because I did not memorize anything. So the airplane that I took to go to Okinawa was ANA, as some people might say, and from Haneda Airport in Tokyo to Naha Airport in Okinawa, the cost was 10,210 yen. So all the figures that I will be giving you today are quoted in yen. Okay, so this was a one-way flight. On my way back I took Peach. So on Haneda it's more expensive. Is it more expensive? I think, yeah, it's more expensive, I think. Well, it's not, but I think it's like a higher class flight than a Peach, because with Haneda, when I was going to Okinawa, the plane was basically empty. But when I took the other airline to come home, it was so packed, like you rarely could find any empty seats. But anyway, so on my way back from Naha to Narita, so Naha in Okinawa to Narita in Tokyo, no, Chiba. Narita is in Chiba, I think. Yeah, so that was 17,250, and so that was actually more expensive because of, I think, the specific day that we decided to fly back home. So Peach, that was Peach. So Haneda is actually a smaller airport in Tokyo, and Narita is a very large airport, so many flights go to Narita. But the specific time that I wanted to leave, the only flight that I could get was the one from Peach. Now that I've gotten the airplane out of the way, let me just talk about transportation. Like on the island, it's recommended that you rent a car or get somebody who can drive, or you just take a taxi. So we took taxis to a lot of the places that we went, or I think we took the bus like probably once or twice. So, like, the place is very small, so it reminded me so much of Jamaica. What I can remember, the base rate was 560 for taxis. And if you don't want to take taxis and you have a driver's license, then it's recommended that you rent a car. I didn't personally rent a car, so I can't tell you the rate, but I'm sure if you Google like rental services in Okinawa you should be able to find. But I think maybe about 4,000 yen per day maybe, and then if you go in a group, you know, that split, so that's very good. Anyway, so let's talk about the hotels. So we stayed at 3 hotels. The very first one that we stayed at was Aquasita, and that was actually the one that we wanted to stay at for the longest. But at the time when we booked it, Japan had a campaign called Go To Travel, so we booked the hotel for the period I wanted to stay, but then Japan decided to cancel the Go To Travel. So I think it was cancelled on, was it on the 27th? So it's like they were said, okay, from now until the 27th you can use the Go To Travel, but after that you can't. So because our reservation was after the 27th, the hotel decided to just cancel it completely. Can you imagine? After they're planning our thing, we just got a notification saying, oh, your booking has been cancelled. So at that point we're like, should we really go? Because this is like cutting it close. Suppose we go, we can't get any flights to come back, all kind of manner of stuff. Anyway, so in the end we decided to go, well, obviously. So what we did was we rebooked at Aquasita because that was like a pretty chill hotel. We loved it, and they had like an infinity pool on the roof, so that like sold us. But it was a little pricey without the Go To Travel, and we ended up paying for 2 nights, so from December 25th to 26th. So the check-in time was the 25th, December 25th, Christmas Day. That's when we flew to Okinawa, and then we checked out at that hotel on the 27th. So we spent 2 nights there, and the rate for 2 nights, where is it, we did like a double occupancy, so 2 persons, and I paid 7,037 yen. Yeah, that's what I paid, but in total it was 14,075 for the room. Hotel number 2, we booked it, I think, no, we didn't book it, because we booked it like close to when we were leaving. I think I don't remember all the details, but we chose to go to Red Planet, and Red Planet was way cheaper. We stayed there from the 27th to the 1st, so 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So we spent 5 days at Red Planet. And so when we checked out of Aquasita, we literally pushed our suitcases down the road, and within 2 minutes we're at Red Planet. So we didn't have to call in a taxi, we didn't have to do much, because the hotels were literally about probably 1 minute away, right? So that was perfect for us. So Aquasita, we went straight to Red Planet. But Red Planet was like, we didn't like Red Planet because at least with Aquasita we could get complimentary breakfast, and they had the infinity pool. But with Red Planet, no breakfast, no pool. So we spent most of the time there because it was way cheaper. It wasn't that bad, because at least those 5 days that we spent there, we went and did other activities, which I'm gonna mention pretty soon. So the last hotel that we stayed at, the third and last, is Vessel Hotel. So Vessel Hotel is in Chatham. Chatham is in, well, where American Village is. So if you want to see a lot of military people, American people, you go to Chatham in Okinawa, or American Village, that's what they call it. The other 2 hotels were in Naha, which is, Naha is like where the airport is, so that's all close to the airport. But you know, the island is very small, so once you drive, you will get around very easily. So for this hotel, no, it was the person I went with, it was her birthday, so she wanted to go to like one of the high-end hotels on her birthday, so that's what we did. So for Vessel Hotel, we spent from January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and we checked out on the 4th. So we spent 3 nights there, and the cost for Vessel, oh, I didn't tell you the cost for Red Planet, sorry. The cost for Red Planet was 13,000. Well, what I paid, because again it's split in half, I paid 13,068 yen, and for Vessel it was 26,616 yen. Yeah, so way more expensive, but it was worth it, because that hotel, we could, like, the view was so beautiful, we could see the sea, the beach was literally right there. But because it was cold and we had so many activities planned, we didn't even get to enjoy the location. So if I do go back, I'm definitely gonna go back to Chatham, which is American Village, and do more activities in the area. And also want to go to an island, because I didn't get to go to any island except for Kuri Island. And that brings me to the adventure part. I'm gonna tell you guys some of the adventures that we went on. So the first adventure that we did was a bus tour, and for the bus tour we paid 5,400 yen, and we went to most of the popular tourist areas in Okinawa. So that bus tour was way worth it, because I think for maybe almost all of the places we went in for free. I think only the aquarium we had to pay. But anyways, let me just tell you guys where we went. So on the bus tour, we went to Nago Pineapple Park. So at Pineapple Park, they told us about the history of pineapple, and we got to drive in this cute little cart, and we went to Cape Manza. Cape Manza is like a rock place, like you're on the cliff, and then what you see is like the sea. So you're literally looking at the sea, the ocean, whatever. The next place is Kuri Island. So at Kuri Island you can get sugarcane. For all my Jamaicans, you can get sugarcane at Kuri Island, so that's perfect if you're into sugarcane. And at Kuri Island there is a beach there is a little market there where you can get fruits, like all of the stuff them where you might see in Jamaica. Well, not all of them, but a few of the stuff that you might see in Jamaica, like fruits and stuff, you might see them at Kuri Island. Yeah, so Kuri Island is like a popular island in Japan. Pretty cool. We went to a mall, but it wasn't that big. I don't remember what the name of the mall was, but we didn't buy, well, I didn't buy anything there. The next place that I went to was Churami, I can never pronounce this word, Churami Aquarium, which is the largest aquarium in Japan. So #1 aquarium in Japan, Churami Aquarium, and that is in, where is it, Nago, I think, don't quote me on that, but I think that's the only place that we had to pay to get into on the tour. There you can see many different sea creatures. You can eat there. That's where we spent most of the trip because it's so huge, and they have places that you can eat. They have even like a dolphin show. Was it dolphin or whale show? But we missed that because they have specific time. But the place is so big that I got lost at one point, but you know, it is what it is. Next, we went on a whale watching adventure, which I got really seasick, and to make it even worse, we didn't see any whale. So we spent 4,500 yen and we didn't see any whale. So we literally just waste our freaking money. Can you imagine? Went out into the sea. Almost everyone on the boat got sick. We were there in the middle of the ocean just waiting to see if we see any whales. Not one was seen. So we just spent 4,500 yen to get sick at sea. Yeah, good time. Next, I went to a place that did ATV and Zipline. So for me, luckily for me, I got a discount for these. So for the buggy, which is the ATV bike thing, I paid 3,250 yen for that. What else? So the Zipline, I paid 2,250. So like this place, I would really recommend it because it's like, especially for the ATV bike thing, we got to do so much. Like it was a long, like the duration was very long, so it was way worth the money. And then the zip line, I don't remember how many zip line we went on, but I think it was maybe 4 or 5, and at some point we were scared. At some point they let us do like this Superman thing where we couldn't hold on to anything, like not this thing, but we had to hold on to this one. So it was pretty good. Like I enjoyed myself on that day. Next place that we went to was Okinawa World. So at Okinawa World, I paid 2,550 yen to get in. And at Okinawa World, they have a cave, a very beautiful cave. But I would recommend, if you're going into the cave, just go in there with people, because it can get very scary, like very dark and very scary at some areas in the cave. So yeah, so try to go with people. Have animals there. I actually watched a snake show while I was there, and it was pretty good. They had like this radio thing that we could listen to in English, so even though the person on stage was speaking only Japanese, we could hear the translation in English. So I think that was very good. Yeah. Oh, I think I had to pay to go to the snake show. Did I think so. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But if it was, maybe it would be 300 yen or 500 yen or something like that. I'm not, or no, I think the ticket that I bought, it covered the snake show, I think. Let me not speculate. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry, I forgot. But I saw snakes, I saw turtles, I saw mongoose, I saw, what else did I see? We ate lunch there. By the way, taco rice is very popular in Okinawa. Taco rice and this ice cream. What's the name of the ice cream? I forgot. So like everywhere you go, they have taco rice on the menu, and everywhere you go, you can get this specific ice cream. Okay, next, Kokusai Dori Street. So this is like a popular street in Okinawa where you can go to do your shopping, do other things and whatever. When we went there, we heard that they had like a lot of corona cases, so we didn't really, well, I didn't really spend a long time there, and I was very cautious and all of that. So, but you know, I guess when all of these stuff die down, then it's a good place to go explore, do some shopping and all of that. Next, Okay, and I mentioned American Village, which is like a place in Chatham that has a lot of military bases. So you're gonna see a lot of military people. It's beside the sea, so many nice little spots, many restaurants with like an ocean view. So I would highly recommend that you go to American Village. Next, I'm gonna talk about Moby Dick cruise. So I went on a Moby Dick cruise, which is like you go on the boat or you go on the ship and they circle the harbor, but on the ship you actually pay for like a meal. So I paid 4,800 to enter on the meal. It was pretty good. Like everything was okay, but the food could have had some more spices. But the staff and everything, like just the whole experience, I would go back because of how they treated us. Like, you know, we got value for our money, and they also had like a live performance. Yeah, so it was a nice good thing. Yes, I enjoyed it. An Aeon Mall, which is like a huge mall in somewhere on the island. I can't remember. So if you love shopping, if you want to see all the top brands, H&M, Gucci, blah 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 blah, that's where I went to buy my Fukubukuro, which is my lucky bag that I did for the new year. I'm gonna link that video below. So I went to that mall to buy that lucky bag. I was supposed to tell you guys some tips. So just some general tips, like, you know, ensure that you, when you're planning your trip, you have to have a to-do list. You know, you have to, once you finalize the dates, just go on, monitor the ticket prices. If you can get discounts, try to research places that you can get discounts off. If you have like a booking engine, if you have an account with them, the more you use their service, the more chances you have of getting discount when you go through them. For Okinawa, it's recommended that you drive because it's gonna save you a lot of time. And if you can't drive, then try to find somebody who can drive to accompany you. If I decide to go back to Okinawa, I'm definitely gonna go to some of the islands. So there are a few islands that I saw in my search that I want to go to. A very cool one that I want to go to is Nagano Island, which that island you can actually, it's like you're walking on the ocean. So that's like perfect for drone images. I want to also go to Ichikaki Island. I want to go to Zamami Island, Taketomi Island, Kohama Island, Akaijima Island. My Japanese is bad, but yeah, these islands are pretty cool from what I've seen on the internet. The people in Okinawa, like when we went to the tourist spots, they could speak English, right? And even on the road they could speak English, and the people there were so much more helpful than the people here on the mainland. So if I could, I would definitely live in Okinawa. It's just that Okinawa, you see, like how when you go to like a Tokyo, you see how everything looks so clean and the buildings are painted and everything just looks in order. But in Okinawa, it's some areas you're like, am I in Jamaica? Like seriously, am I in Jamaica? Like you know, like the ghetto part of Jamaica? Am I? You know, so that was pretty surprising, but that also made me like, am I in Jamaica? That's so awesome, you know. Yeah, anyways guys, if you have any questions about anything that I've said in this video, or if you need a link, so like for example the bus tour, I need to go research, try to remember what bus tour we used, but let me know, and I'll of course leave the information below so that other person can also see it. But if you guys don't need it, I don't need to go find the info. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you made it until the end, I love you. But anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.